I think one of the biggest lie that also serve as truth that we've been told about friendship is not to expect anything from your friends. And in debates, some people will oppose and some people will support the motion. Yet to oppose the motion, which says don't expect anything from your friend. Every time someone is hurt by a friend, there is always that one person in the comment section saying that is your problem. You expect too much from the person. You expected too much. You have expectation and all that. Really, today I just want us to have honest conversation because I disagree with that advice. I'm not saying your friends should worship you or drop everything they are doing because you could, or drop everything, or they should read your mind to know when you have a problem or something. No, that is not what I'm saying. I am talking about expecting the things that make friendship, like the barest minimum in friendship. Can we normalize the fact that there is such a thing as doing the barest minimum? If we remove every expectation from friendship, what exactly is left for me in that friendship? Let's start from there. I think somewhere along the line we confuse expectation with entitlement, and those two things are not the same. Entitlement is feeling like somebody owe you their life just because you exist. That, but expectation is saying that we've built a relationship, and relationships come with mutual responsibility, and it is normal for you to have the expectations. Let's assume your friend constantly lies to you. Are you entitled for wanting honesty? It is not entitlement. Those, like, all these things are not luxury requests. They are not luxury requests. They are the foundation of genuine friendship. They are the foundation of genuine friendship. But now we've been made to feel guilty for wanting all these little things. And I believe that's why they tell us not to expect anything, is because they don't want us to be disappointed. And I genuinely understand that. Protecting yourself should not mean lowering every standard. I refuse to believe that is healthy. I refuse to believe that is healthy. My friends should be able to stand up for me. My friends should. I'm not saying maybe they should condone my bad behavior or something, but they should be able to stand up for me. I remember there was a time I was in a situation where somebody actually accused me, not directly, but the person indirectly accused me of stealing, and I was feeling so bad because this is someone I call friend. I remember that night I sent a voice note to my friends group, and one of my friend was just like, she was not having it. She was like, I saw this lady make a post on Facebook about all this thing, but I never even thought to the direction that maybe she was referring to you or something. That my friend, I was just like, I just wanted to pour out my mind to you guys. It's nothing, because I was crying. And then my friend went ahead to message the other person and ask her, oh, what's up? I saw you posted this on Facebook. What's going on? And that other lady told my friend that, oh, I know that Grace cannot do this and all that, but you are making me feel as if I am the one that stole the solve. My friend had to tell her that I don't know what is going on in your head, but Grace cannot do this, and that is it. Grace will never and ever do this. I found out what my friend did. I did not have a word, because she screenshotted the chat and sent to me. I did not have a word because I could not even maybe fight for myself or anything. And that is what friendship should feel like. Not because maybe she fought my battles for me, or because she did not insult the ladies. It's not maybe I'm expecting her to insult anyone on my behalf, but because she cared enough about me to protect my name, even when I wasn't able to really defend myself. Like, she cared enough about me to protect my name and protect my dignity. And even though that did not erase how I was feeling, but I felt so seen. I know that at least someone can trust me enough to know that this is not one of my character. If I expect a friend to stand up for me or to speak up for me, that is not me being entitled. If she did not do that, I won't have still feel maybe she should have done it. But all these things are just barest minimum that you should be able to do for a friend. Your friend needs your support that you can give without it removing anything from you. But she said, oh, she's being entitled. One of the things I expect from my friends is that they don't become silent when silence protects the wrong thing. I'm not saying maybe I should always be the one they support. There are times my friend will tell me you shouldn't have done this and all that. I'm not saying they should always support me in every wrongdoing, but I'm saying that they don't become silent when silence protects the wrong thing. Now, does that mean I expect them to argue with everyone for me? No. I I think many of us are most times afraid to admit that we have need, that we have expectation from our friends, especially in Christian circle. We are told love without giving, love without expecting, give without expecting anything, just do your own for God. Like, where I come from, they will say shit here for long, which is actually okay. Like those principles matters. But when it comes to friendship, friendship is different from just a random act of kindness. Friendship is a relationship. A relationship involves reciprocity. You should be able to reciprocate what someone is doing, not because I am keeping score, not because I am trying to maybe feel that, oh, I'm doing better in this friendship or something, but because that is how trust grows. Imagine watering a plant every single day while someone else keeps pulling it out of the soil. It will get to a point where you will eventually ask that, wait, are we trying to make this work, or am I just the only one trying to make it work? And you asking that question is not as maybe you are selfish, or you are trying to say, I'm the one always doing this thing, I'm the one always doing that, I'm the one always watering the plant. That is actually you being wise. That am I the only one in this friendship, or both of us are doing this friendship? Because friendship always requires two people. One person cannot be friend with, you can have relationship with yourself, but I'm talking about when we are talking about friendship with another person, it involves two people. It is not you are not being selfish for asking that, wait, are we both trying to make this work, or is it just one-sided? For the longest time, I tried convincing myself that I didn't expect anything from people. I just want to do my own. I wanted to be that person who says, oh, I'm just okay, there's no problem, I don't mind and all that. It doesn't matter. But if I'm being honest, it did matter. When I celebrated my friend and they never celebrated me back, it mattered. When I checked in constantly and there's nobody to check on me, it mattered. When maybe I am always the one, oh, thinking about how can I make this day special for this friend of mine and all that, but when it gets to my own turn, you just go mute and just believe that there is nothing. Did I do it for you to do, to be like, did I do it for you so that you can do it back to me or something? Like, it's mattered. And I have come to realize that it is not maturity pretending, oh, I don't care, or it did not matter to me. It was actually me living in denial. And this is what I realized. I did not stop having expectation from my friends. I still have expectation of what I want them to do, or just wanting them to take initiative sometimes or something. I became afraid to admit it. And when those expectations are repeatedly ignored, I just tell myself that maybe I shouldn't have those expectations in the first place. And that is when I start thinking of, maybe I'm just being entitled. Maybe I'm just being inconsiderate. Maybe I'm not being fair for expecting them to do something. I keep making excuses for friends that are not interested in the friendship, and keep making excuses that puts me in the bad and make them look good, just because I want to protect the friendship, just because I still want to keep them as friends and all that. And I also think we should stop romanticizing one-sided friendship. It does not make sense in any way. Some people will tell you, oh, just keep giving, don't expect anything, be the bigger person, you can be the mature one. But okay, I heard you, but for how long? Friendship is not a charity project. If I'm doing charity, I know that I'm not expecting anything in return. But when we are talking about friendship is not a charity project. It is two people choosing each other over and over again. I know that some seasons won't be equal. Life happens. Sometimes one friend will carry more because the other person is probably overwhelmed, struggling with this season of their life, grieving and all that. That is the reality of life. But healthy friendship makes room for those seasons. You know that this in this season, this is what my friend is going through. But that is not the norm. That even when the friend is not going through anything and you are the one going through something, the friend is still not there. That is not the norm. You know that this is a season, it will pass, this is a phase. Because if one person is always carrying everything while the other person just simply receives, eventually the relationships become exhausting. Like, person carrying everything becomes exhausting, not because maybe you are keeping score or because you are counting all the times that you've done for them, but because you have been the only one carrying everything in that friendship. Another thing I've noticed is that many people only call someone too expectant when the expectations exposes their own lack of efforts. When the expectation exposes what they are not doing. Think about it. If I say I expect honesty, I expect respect, I expect loyalty from my friend, why does that sound unreasonable? Why should that sound unreasonable to you if these are the normal thing in friendship, if you are doing the normal thing that friendship require? But because we've normalized friendship where people don't feel responsible for how they treat one another. And please let me balance this. Your friends cannot become your entire emotional world. They don't always They won't always get everything right. They will forget something sometimes. They will disappoint you. They will misunderstand you. They will you will also disappoint them. But grace is part of friendship. Being able to give grace to each other is part of friendship. In fact, I believe it is one of the biggest part of friendship. But grace should not become permission for repeated neglect. They are different things. Because you are giving grace to them does not mean you should be constantly neglected. I think one of the earliest question we can ask ourselves is, if my friend treated me exactly the way I treat them, would I feel loved? How will I feel? This question has challenged me more than any friendship quote has ever done, because sometimes we are asking for things we are not giving, and sometimes we are giving things we've never received. There should be honesty on both parts. If you're watching this, I want you to give yourself the permission to stop apologizing for wanting healthy friendship. You are allowed to have expectation. You are allowed to expect honesty. You are allowed to expect respect. You are allowed to expect loyalty. You are allowed to expect your friends to celebrate your wins. I know there is a place of communication also, but somebody cannot just keep telling you, I want you to post me. Like, it does not make sense, right? But you are allowed to expect your friends to celebrate your wins. You are allowed to expect them to protect your name when they can. You are allowed to expect consistency from your friend. You are allowed to have all these things, and none of these things make you entitled. And don't get to the point where you think you need to stop expecting things from friends, because if you get to that point, you will be the emotional dump. They will just be dumping anything on you. Don't get to the point where you stop expecting things from your friend. You just have to choose your friend wisely. Choosing friendship where those expectations are shared, where those expectations are norms, is what you should do, and not that you should stop having those expectations, because a real friendship is not built by pretending we don't need each other. I used to tell people that it is not as maybe this person gave me 1 million or something. It is just this person being there. Like, their presence alone is all that I need at this point and this phase of my life. So the friends that can over time tell you I've got you, that is the kind of friend I am trying to be, and it is also the kind of friend I wish to have. Because if you expect something from your friends, you should also be able to give that same thing. And truly, I am grateful for the gift of friendship. I am grateful for the gift of men and all those I have at this point of my life. But then I hope you never stop expecting, just because you don't want to be called someone that have entitlement mentality.